I've never been afraid. I don't have any fear in me.
As a long, painful, and many times frustrating recovery continues for SoCal wildfire victims, we want to introduce you to Helen. She is 91 years old. She's alone, and she's been without power or running water for months now. And while she is resilient, she tells me she's still been in hiding in her fire-ravaged home, just waiting for help. Helen is all alone in her Altadena home, surrounded by a lifetime of memories.
And I just break down and cry. At night, I take my doggy out. I stand there at the fence. I look at the sky. It's so quiet. You don't hear a sound.
All of her neighbors gone, displaced by the Eaton fire. Those whose homes survived stay away because of the toxic debris. But Helen has been hiding out, living alongside the dangerous dust for months.
In the night, I used to see a little light here and a little light over here.
Family evacuated the 91-year-old the evening of January 7th, just as the glow of the fire was reaching the top of the mountain.
So I put some things in a car, just a few things for my doggy. And then I said, well, I better leave.
But Helen had no idea where to go. The next couple of nights were split between hotel stays and family.
So from there, they gave me lunch, and then they put me in my car. And so they said, where are you going? I said, I don't know yet.
Helen eventually found herself in a church parking lot where she would spend at least 2 nights in her car.
And there was a statue of Our Lady of Guadalupe, this our Blessed Mother right here. She was right there in there, so I felt pretty comfortable there.
But soon the smoke and ash would reach the church, and yet again, she would be forced to leave.
Were you scared, though, Miss Helen?
One thing, Pat, I've never been afraid. I don't have any fear in me.
What about now?
No. Even though I went through all this, it was just sadness, but not fear.
Sad, with only her dog by her side, Helen spent the next month traveling up and down the interstate from relative to relative.
And they had no room for me.
A couple of hotel stays and a couple more parking lots, all the while trying to get back home.
So I tried to go home, and they said I couldn't go yet. So
as soon as the streets cleared, Helen made it back to find her home had been spared, but her neighborhood had not.
When you came back home, your neighborhood obviously had changed very dramatically. So
Yeah.
what was your first thought when you saw your neighborhood?
I think I broke down and cried. Coming out, I still do. All the time I come up, I break down and I cry.
For the next couple of months, Helen would live in her home without electricity or clean water, the only person in what seemed like a ghost town, undetected.
What kept you going?
I don't know, I just felt that it's my home, this is what I work for all my life, and I would know where to go anyway. I know that my family is a different generation, very different than when I grew up.
Do you wish that someone from the government would have come and talked to you by now?
It would have helped. It certainly would have helped.
And while no government officials stopped by, Helen was discovered by a neighbor who saw her tending to her garden. He put her in contact with 2 women who stepped in when no one else did.
I just start wrangling things and wrangling people into action, and we brought her Easter dinner, and the rest is history.
Sakaya Manning and Shauna Bigby, who both lost their homes in the fire, gained Helen's trust and have been walking her through the system.
I've taken her down and navigated her through every station.
You have done that?
Yes, I did that because she said she had gone and said she couldn't get any help. And filling out applications online when you don't have a computer or the internet, don't understand, the first thing about how to use DocuSign, for instance, all of that is really difficult.
Manning says Helen's not alone.
I have neighbors who say they've stayed the whole time, found out their homes are impacted, but are still staying or trying to clean them because they were too scared to leave their home. For someone in Helen's situation who doesn't have insurance, who's a senior, they're struggling, and the nonprofits will tell you that they're having a hard time.
As for Helen, she's on the wait list to have her home properly cleaned.
It's been very lonely here, and the only consolation I have is when I go to the garden and see that everything's blooming, the flowers are out, and the birds, and all kinds of birds out there looking for food.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Oh, boy.
Gosh, Helen is such a, you know, I want to use the word fierce, but I'm certainly going to use faithful. And she just touched me in a special way because of how strong she was in terms of coming back to be in her own home, wanted to be around her, you know, familiar surroundings. She loves the earth. Something I didn't have in the story, Rutabaga, she befriended a little raccoon named Rocky, who used to come by at about 7 o'clock every evening on her back step to get food that she put out. And then she said he brought his little friend. She called her Roxana. So they both would come and look. And that's what she cared about really more than herself.
You can tell she's such a caring person.
Yes. And I'm so glad that she had other caring people in the community to help her. And that's, when we talk about community, that is really what it's all about. Neighbor helping neighbor. So
She deserves a little of that love herself.
She does. And we're going to keep you abreast, of course, of Helen and other people that are in similar situations. And there are. And if you'd like to help, you can donate now to the Pasadena Senior Center. Just simply scan the QR code you see on your screen, or you can go to bit.ly/PSC-KCAL Cares to donate online. PSC programs are completely donor-funded, and they could really use your help.
And you can also just go to our website, kcalnews.com, and click KCAL Cares. And if you or someone you know is struggling or looking for help with their mental health, we have a full list of resources on our website at kcalnews.com/mental health awareness.